Welcome back, you guys. Today I am sharing a much requested recipe for a delicious chopped salad. I shared a picture in my Insta stories on Instagram, so if you guys aren't following me there, go ahead and follow me. I'll put my handle right here. But I shared it in my stories last week just as a glimpse of what I was eating, and so many of you messaged me and said, I want the recipe, share the recipe. So I filmed it today, and hopefully you guys will give this one a try. It's a little bit different, and it's a spin off of one of those fun bagged salads that you can buy in like the prepared salad section. My issue with those salads is there's always something that I don't love in them. So this salad is all things I love, and the great part is if there's something you don't love, you can absolutely change it up. And recreating this salad pushed me to try something I hadn't tried before. So I love quinoa, and in the salad there was toasted quinoa, which I had never made before. So I figured out how to make it. It's so good. It smells delicious. So I'm going to show you how to make that. Also going to show you how to make the most delicious salad dressing. So stay tuned for that. This is what the salad looks like. I just added some chicken that we had left over, just sprinkle it on top. Such a good lunch, such a good recipe. If you guys try it, let me know. So let's jump in and I'll show you how to make it.
Let me run you through the ingredients that you need for this salad. Today I'm using baby kale. I am not a fan of regular kale, but this for some reason is delicious. I'm using shredded green and red cabbage with carrots. And then for the crunch, I'm using sunflower seeds, dry toasted sliced almonds, and some quinoa. This salad dressing is super delicious, and we're going to make it in a mason jar. So it's already in your container to store it. You're going to need apple cider vinegar, kosher salt, mayonnaise, Dijon mustard, this one's my favorite, honey, and sesame seed oil. So to get started, let me show you how to put together the toasted quinoa. With quinoa, whenever you are cooking or using it, you always want to rinse it first. Quinoa has a natural coating which can be bitter or soapy tasting. It's saponin, and you want to rinse it in cool water. I like to rinse it 2 or 3 times. Some of the quinoa that you get is pre-rinsed, but I just let it sit in a bowl of water for a few minutes. And then I take a whisk, and this is how I clean it. So you'll see some bubbles start to develop, and that means that the coating is coming off. So that is exactly what we're looking for. Once you've whisked for a few minutes, you can go ahead and rinse it under cool water. I like to use a fine strainer, and I just do this 2 or 3 times just until the water runs clear. If you have ever made quinoa and it has an off taste or it's slightly bitter, now you'll know why. I have made quinoa a couple times and forgot to rinse it, and it does make a big difference. So make sure not to skip this step. You want to heat a heavy bottomed skillet. I'm using my cast iron skillet to medium heat, and then you just put your drained quinoa right in the pan. You're gonna start to see the liquid evaporate, and you want to keep stirring this. So it's going to be very wet at first, and then it will start to dry out, and then it will start to toast. And once it starts to toast, it smells amazing. It's nutty, it's super fragrant, and this is actually kind of fun. It only takes a few minutes, I would say no more than 12 minutes. You just keep stirring, and then you'll start to see them pop. And when they start to pop, that means they are just about ready to be taken out of the pan. So I use a sheet of parchment paper, and then I just pour my quinoa out onto that. I let it cool. And while this was cooling, I toasted my sunflower seeds in the same way, just a dry toast. So to pour your quinoa into your mason jar, I use the parchment paper and this is the least messy way to do this for me. So I just pour it in, and then I can store it in this container for up to a couple weeks. Use it for a garnish on salads. You can use it to top chicken. It's a great source of protein, and it's really fun. With these mason jars, you can just pop a lid on and they are sealed and ready to store. Like I said, in the meantime, I also toasted my sesame seeds. And now we can make the dressing. So the best part about mason jars is sometimes there is measurements on the side, so it saves you a step or a dish. So you need 1/4 cup or 2 ounces of mayonnaise. And you can use any kind of mayonnaise that you have on hand. So I just put it in the bottom of my mason jar. I don't even have to use a measuring cup. Next, for our vinegar, we're going to use apple cider vinegar. And I'm using 1 tablespoon and 1.5 teaspoons. It sounds like a weird measurement, but it just makes this dressing work. This adds a really nice sweet tang. I really like apple cider vinegar in salad dressings. So we're gonna add that right to the mason jar. Next, we're going to add Dijon mustard. And like I mentioned, this brand is my favorite. So we're gonna add 1.5 teaspoons. And to sweeten up this dressing, we're going to use some honey. We're going to be using 3 tablespoons of honey, and you can just measure that right into the mason jar. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite kind of honey is. I've tried a few different kinds over the past year or so. I've tried some local ones, which were absolutely delicious. I've tried some orange blossom honey, which I think was my favorite. So let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite type of honey? So we're almost done making this dressing. The last 2 ingredients are kosher salt, just 1/8 teaspoon, and then sesame seed oil, which is what gives this dressing its amazing flavor. You just want 1/8 teaspoon. This sesame oil is very strong. And if you guys made my sesame chicken in the crock pot and you bought this sesame seed oil, this is a great second use for it. So we're going to screw on our lid, and again, our dressing can be stored in this. And you just want to give it a good shake and your dressing is ready to go. We have our dressing, we have our toasted quinoa, we have our toasted sunflower seeds, and our sliced almonds. I like to get the unsalted kind that are already toasted. And now we just have to add the rest of our salad. So like I mentioned, we have shredded cabbage and carrots, and I'm using baby kale. The funny thing is, I do not like regular kale. I have tried it in so many different ways, but I really like baby kale. This is somewhat of a newer find for me. So I like to give it a rough chop, just so that it's similar sized as the rest of my cabbage and carrots. Add it right into the bowl. And then you can shred your own cabbage. I took the easy way out and bought it pre-shredded in a bag. You want to toss these together. And then we're going to go ahead and add the rest of our ingredients. So like I said, you can change up these ingredients. If you don't like almonds, you could use walnuts. You could leave it out altogether. I just add a sprinkling, and then I'm gonna add the quinoa. This is something that really takes the salad to the next level. I love my salads to have texture, and salads get pretty boring for me pretty fast. So I add maybe a tablespoon, and then we're gonna add some sunflower seeds. I love sunflower seeds. I think they are such a good flavor. And then last but not least, the best part, the salad dressing. This salad dressing makes this salad addicting. It is sweet, it is toasty, it just brings all of the ingredients together, and it is beautifully mixed in that mason jar. So the dressing will keep for up to a week if you keep it refrigerated and properly sealed. So I just pour a little bit on, and then I give this a good toss, and that is the salad. So this is an awesome lunch. This is a great side salad. This is something that we have served alongside grilled chicken, grilled steak. It's just so fresh and crunchy. It's perfect for summer. So I hope you guys will give this one a try. Let me know if you like toasted quinoa or if you've tried it before. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, I would love for you to hit that red subscribe button so that you don't miss any of my future videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.